Hello, everyone. I am Noah Brewer. I am a teacher in Carrollton High School, and I'm one of your conference co-directors. My colleague, Marcia French, is also a director, and you will hear and see more from us in the coming weeks. We are very excited about this year's conference, and we hope that you will consider not only attending the conference, but submitting a conference presentation proposal. This video is designed to give you some tips for developing that proposal based on the experiences of past directors and proposal acceptance committees. The theme for this year is making space, expanding pedagogies, practices, and partnerships. And you can see more about what that means and some guiding questions on the conference website to give you some ideas or some starting points for developing your proposal. So some basic tips for submitting a proposal is pay attention to the theme of the conference and make your proposal fit that theme. We're really excited about this theme. It does create a lot of open opportunities for different approaches to teaching in the classroom. But please do read the conference theme document and familiarize yourself with it and think about that as you're developing your proposal. Consider the session format options. Does your proposal presentation make more sense as a poster session? Does it make more sense as a panel? We will, if you have a number of people involved and you want to create a panel for yourself, then you could consider submitting that. If you have an idea for a conference presentation that maybe wouldn't fill a 75-minute, we still invite you to submit your proposal because there's an opportunity there for us to perhaps match you up with some other folks who are working in some similar areas. And your title matters. The title is the first thing that the presentation proposal team will see. It's also the best thing that will draw people into your presentation. So think carefully about your title. Take advantage of your word count. The Google form that you'll use does have a word count limit. Use the words that you have in order to be as clear and precise and specific as you can about what it is that your presentation will bring to the conference as a whole and will offer to teachers as they attend. Avoid repeating proposals from a prior session. There's a chance that something you've proposed in the past does fit, but we really rather you think freshly, use the proposal theme and guidelines to think about what your practices are in the classroom and how you might shape something to fit this year's presentation theme. Use the rubric. It's on the next slide. It's also available on the conference website. That's the rubric that our submission selection team will use when rating your proposals. So use the rubric in developing it, and you'll be more likely to hit those points that we're looking for when we select presentations for the conference. And then give participants something they can interact with and take back to their practice. We really prefer presentations that are practitioner oriented rather than theoretical. So things that you've used, materials that you've used, ideas that you've used or that you've developed that you think are promising practices for teachers to learn from you and take right back to the classroom is the kind of thing that we're especially looking for in this process. So here's the rubric, and you can see that there are some rankings for the takeaway. What are we going to get from it? What do we leave the conference with? Make sure that you really clearly describe that. How we are going to engage participants, whether or not you're going to have an interactive element, something that your audience or members can do while they're in your session, beyond the question and answer period at the end. Attention to the theme, as I've already mentioned. Originality, innovation, and relevance. Is this something new, something innovative, a practice that maybe hasn't been widely adopted but has sort of promising potential for the field of English education? And then your clarity of your description, and this is especially important because we want to be able to see a lot of the proposal submissions selection team's ability to see these other things comes from the clarity and precision with which you have described your your presentation. And then, of course, the title. Is the title interesting and inviting? Is it the kind of title that hints at the material being presented? Is it the kind of title that weaves seamlessly into the broader theme? Is it the kind of title that would make teachers at the conference interested in attending your presentation? And then a little bit about the review process. So I and Marcia do not have anything to do with the rating and submission selection. There's a separate committee that is tasked with rating and reviewing. The submissions are blinded. What we will do as conference directors is remove your names from your submissions and then send those submissions off to the selection team so that they have no knowledge of who you are or where you're coming from. Those blinded reviews are read by two separate individuals. Those scores are averaged for the purpose of selection, so that your proposal is being read by at least a couple different people who are able to rate it. And then we will also take considerations of time and space, which means that if we get too many proposals, we can't accept them all. But that also means that there's a chance that if we see something promising in your proposal, we might respond to you in the long run with a request to modify in one way or another, whether it's to transform it from a poster to a presentation or the other way around, or to match you up with some others to create a panel of similarly themed presentations. Those are also possibilities. So final reminders, proposal submissions are due on the 16th of September, so just over a month from the date today. The decision deadline will be October 31st, and you will hear back no later than December 20th from us if your presentation has been accepted. And that is also the registration deadline. Remember that if your presentation is accepted, you do need to register for the conference as well. All of that information can be found on the GCTE website under the conference tab. Once again, we really look forward to seeing you all at GCTE this year, and are really excited about this theme and the kinds of proposals that y'all will come up with as you develop your ideas for sharing your best practices with your fellow educators in Georgia. See you soon.